Thank you, Jason. And here is the start list for the AIA Vitality Invitational 3200. It's the most famous 2 mile in Australia. Well, I might have used a little bit of licence there, but anyway, it's a 3200 metre race at Central Park, and Stuart McSweyn will go off scratch. Matt Ramsden will go through the credentials as we get them underway. Robinson, Gregson, the former 1500 metre Australian champion. Dave McNeil's been in great form. Ben Buckingham's a steeplechaser. And then we get to a couple of the youngsters, Tommy Thorpe and Jai Hadfield on the outside, giving away 320 metres to Ryan Gregson. And so I should say Stuart McSweyn. Let's go back to Richo for an update.
Well, I'm joined by Jen Gregson, Olympic finalist, the wife of Ryan, and also the training partner with a big bunch of this field. Jen, great to see you at Central Park.
No, thanks for having me. I'm really excited. I've got a little bit of pre-race nerves, even though I'm not going out there today, but I think it's because my husband's right behind me on the start line.
It's going to be an incredible race. Stu McSweyn, I mean, the credentials of all of these runners are awesome to have them here at Central Park.
Yeah, so I was lucky enough to watch the race that they all did at the Parkdale Gift, and it came down to almost a 3-way tie, and everyone's come on since then. A lot of people have PB'd in the field, so I think it's again going to be really close, and Stewie's got a lot of work to do, starting off scratch. Okay, quick prediction's going to be your husband, though? I'm always going to predict a Gregson to win first, but it'll be close. It'll be very close.
And good luck on your road to Tokyo.
Thank you.
It's getting breezy here, Jason, and Tams and my notes are flying everywhere, so I've now composed myself, and here is this big field in the 3200, so 8 laps. They'll try and run around 62 seconds if they can, and as Jen mentioned, the Parkdale Gift, which was won by Robinson, who's Australian half marathon record holder, only man to run sub an hour for the half marathon, 59.57, Rio 5,000 metre, like that is moving, 59.57. Actually, 3 of these guys were in that race where Eliud Kipchoge broke 2 hours for the marathon, and they were part of the pacemaking for that. Jack Rayner, Brett Robinson, Stewie McSweyn, and Pat Teenan was also there, not here, but he's one to watch.
There's Brett Robinson in the blue, standing next to Dave McNeil, who got pulled because of his fantastic race at Box Hill last week, where he turned back the clock and ran a 3-kilometre personal best. So he certainly wasn't playing for the handicap last Thursday night, was he, Dave?
No, slightly disconcerting that that is Dave McNeil, who on my start sheet is in the yellow, but he was definitely not in the yellow. He was in the pink.
He was.
So I'll have to see what colour Ryan Gregson's wearing. You can see Stewie McSweyn is in a shade of red. It's almost orange here at the venue. So Gregson is in the green. Okay, so nothing like changing the colours just before they jump. There's McSweyn. So away they go in the 3200. So just about to come into the straight is Oscar Robinson, who leads the way here. Jai Hadfield. In fact, I'm not sure if Robinson's there. So Hadfield, then Dale, Tom Thorpe, where's the red and white. There's Stuart McSweyn, who will have a bit of a task. His first task, Tamsin, is to try and catch up to Matt Ramsden, who starts off 40 metres in the white. Then Robinson, McNeil, Rayner and Gregson are in a bit of a group with Geordie Williams. So that group of Williams, Gregson, Rayner, McNeil, Robinson will try and work together. Ramsden will try and join them, and McSweyn just wants to maintain his pace as best he can, looking for around 62-second laps.
Well, that's the hard bit, because in front of Stuart McSweyn, he's got quality athletes, so it's actually not going to be easy for him to latch onto them. It's not like talking about an average runner running around that you want to catch onto. So he really has to try and focus on his own race and trying to hit that 62-second lap, which makes it easier for the 4 in the middle, the Brett Robinson, McNeil, Rayner and Gregson, to work together, because they're already together. So they probably have it a little bit easier than Ramsden in the white and McSweyn in the red at the back, who have to do a lot of this early work on their own.
So there's Tom Thorpe, who's leading this little group with Adam Spencer.
Tom Thorpe is coached by Tim O'Shaughnessy. He's a Deakin Uni Bachelor of Business Sports Management and lives with Geordie Williams and Matt Ramsden.
So here's this group of Rayner, Robinson in the blue, Dave McNeil in the pink, and then Gregson. And this is exactly what they wanted. This is what happened at Parkdale. They'll get together and just try and stretch away from Ramsden, who is about probably 20 metres behind them. He'll come into our picture shortly. And McSweyn, who's just edging a little bit closer of that 40 metres that he's given up. You'll see Robinson, there's Ramsden just running into frame, and McSweyn is probably cut about 10 metres out of Matt Ramsden's lead. So they go down, in fact the second group are down the back straight. Our leader, Jai Hadfield from Wesley College, off 290 metres, the Australian underage champion, the all schools level. He's 1,500 and 3,000 metre champion as well, coached by Ashton McDonald. Here he is, Jai Hadfield from Wesley. Good school that, Tamsin.
Well, he's actually quite dangerous because he did a huge personal best last week in a 1,500 metre race of 3:49, which makes him quite dangerous out there off that handicap of 290 metres. That next pack has some quality athletes in it as well. Adam Spencer. Oh, here we see Stuart McSweyn. See how incredibly hard it is to be on his own. See, the other athletes, most of them have someone to work with, but Stuart McSweyn and Ramsden are still on their own because those quality athletes in front of him are the ones that are too hard to catch early.
Well, we caught up with Stuart McSweyn earlier. Let's get some thoughts from the man about what he needs to do today.
Handicap, obviously you've got a lot of people spread out around the track, so from my role at the back, I'm just going to have to go full tilt the whole way. There's no messing around when you've got to catch all the guys. So every lap I'll be hammering, trying to get the next person, then hopefully I can get close to try and reeling in the whole field, which would be the ideal goal.
Well, he's making some ground on Matt Ramsden. Ramsden's a very impressive athlete, qualified for Tokyo, the Oceania 1,500 metre champion. That's the man in the white we're talking about, 2019 World Championship representative, and McSweyn's just about got on to him, and it's really important in these blustery conditions. What a year Ramsden had last year, 3:50 for the mile, fastest in the world, 1,500 and 3,000 Australian record holder, hails from King Island. They love their golf, cheese and distance running, Tamsin, in King Island, and he's affectionately referred to as the King of King Island.
He is, and he's affectionately known like that because he is just a superb athlete. I mean, what athlete qualifies in 3 events for an Olympic Games? And that's how good Stewart McSweyn is. As we see, he's really working hard in that last lap. He's caught back on to Matt Ramsden, which will give him a little bit of heart. But we can see here Adam Spencer in the front of that group in the grey. He's the one who's making the move. He's a Tim O'Shaughnessy, another Tim O'Shaughnessy trained athlete, another Wesley boy who's heading to the Uni of Wisconsin in August. So he is a great 1,500 metre runner, came second at the Melbourne Track Classic earlier in the year. So that's Adam Spencer leading that pack right there out in front.
And that's Thorpe behind him, and then Chris Dale. Full disclosure, my boys go to Wesley, so that's why I'm a bit enamoured by them. So Thorpe, he's decided that he needs to start to get a bit of a wriggle on because it's Jai Hadfield who's a long way out in front, the 16-year-old. And so Thorpe has decided that it's his time to go, and Adam Spencer is going with him, and they've just burnt off Chris Dale a fraction. Then there's this next group, and well, there's McSweyn. He's gone past Ramsden, so that's impressive. So Ramsden's just about done, I reckon. The 23-year-old 1,500 metre proponent who's got his sights sets on Tokyo. Gregson in the green. Ramsden is done. McSweyn's going to pick up Gregson pretty quickly. And then there's that group that are working really well together. And it's Dave McNeil, Brett Robinson in the blue, Jack Rayner. He looks like Steve Prefontaine. I'll say that again. The famous distance man from Oregon in the yellow. McNeil in the pink almost got tripped up there. Ben Buckingham's the tall athlete in the grey. And number 9 is with them as well, and that's Joel Tomlin-White. And there's McSweyn. Picking them off.
McSweyn has just gone past Gregson and Geordie Williams, and he is really targeting that next group. And on the back of the last group there is Ben Buckingham, who's just fresh off a personal best over the 3,000 metre steeplechase. He's a steeplechaser. And if he can catch on to this group's moving a lot faster, he may be able to then start to peg closer. But at the moment, it's all about Jai Hadfield out there in the lead.
So 6 minutes in, he's a long way in front, Jai Hadfield. He's going down the back straight past the footy club rooms at the moment. There he is. So the 16-year-old off 290 metres. He's starting to slow a fraction. Tom Thorpe is setting sail for him. He's in second place with the buzz cut Then we go back to Adam Spencer. He's starting to move up and down on the one spot. Then Robinson. He's moving pretty well. Brett Robinson. Rayner stuck to him like glue. Followed by Joel Tomlinson-White. Then in the pink, it's Dave McNeil, and he looks like he's done a bit. And well, McSweyn's starting to move up on them. There's McSweyn going past McNeil, so he's starting to make his presence felt. So he's going to get the bell here. He's going to be very difficult to catch, Jai Hadfield. Thorpe's probably the only one. They will stop out in front. Rayner, followed by Robinson. McSweyn is behind them. I'm not sure if they're going to catch this out, Marker Tamsin.
No, he's got a second wind. It's been really tough for him out there on his own, not really knowing what pace he's going at and just running with no help at all. But Jai Hadfield has now found a second wind because he knows he's on his way for home and nobody's got to him yet.
Well, Tom Thorpe is probably the only danger at the moment, and he is starting to move pretty quickly as they go down the back straight past the footy club rooms. 200 to go, and it's Hadfield who leads. Thorpe really starting to charge now. Rayner is in third. McSweyn's not going to get there. Starting to stop is Hadfield. Here comes Tom Thorpe as they come around in the AIA Vitality Handicap 3200. Thorpe is going to get there, I reckon. He's going to fly past. Has Hadfield got anything left? The answer is no. He's got nothing left. And Tom Thorpe looks left, looks right, salutes the judges and takes the win from Hadfield. Rayner's going to get third, and Stuart McSweyn is going to fly home to get fourth. Wow, Tom Thorpe.
Well, I think we're going to see some carnage at the end of this race. The athletes had to put in a lot of work. What a fabulous effort from the backmarker, Stuart McSwain, to get the fourth spot there. Just finishing behind Rayner, who also ran brilliantly, the marathoner, who's sitting in that third position for the qualification for Tokyo. But it's all about Tom Thorpe, the 24-year-old Tim O'Shaughnessy trained athlete, who was selected for the World Unis Cross Country last year that was cancelled. So this is some sort of consolation for him, I'm sure.
Yeah, coaches in a junior athletic program, Tom Thorpe, and he loves getting out there with the kids, and that's a good win. Be interested in Stuart McSwain's time. Craig Mottram, 8:43, one of the fastest times we've ever seen here at Stawell. And well, he fresh legs, flew home. He paced them around at Box Hill the other night and said, "I'm ready for this." And I was with him when he sat down after the race with Tim O'Shaughnessy. He said, "Just go for a couple of easy jogs." He lives with Geordie Williams, Matt Ramsden. I'll tell you what, he'll be able to just give it to them for the rest of the week. Hey, who won the 3200 at Stawell, boys? Jason, Tom Thorpe, impressive.
A brilliant win to Tom Thorpe. Tom, congratulations, mate. A lot of your training partners with some great credentials, and you're able to hold them off.
Yeah, it was an awesome race. We did one in Parkdale a couple of weeks ago, and it was just such a good experience. It's so good to get out here. And this community's been amazing. They've put us up the last few days. They've helped us out so much, so it's awesome.
Yeah, that's right. The last lap, there was a tearaway leader. Did you think you were leaving your run too late?
No, yeah. And my coach screamed at me pretty hard, so I got to go. I knew, like, if I'm there, I got a chance, so I just had to give myself a chance.
It sets you up for a fantastic career in athletics, mate. You're only a young man. Brilliant performance.
Thanks, Richard. Thank you very much.
Great stuff. And we're just hearing that Stuart McSweyn has run the fastest time ever on grass. He's run 8:19 off scratch. Fastest ever 2 mile we've seen on grass here at Stawell. Stu McSweyn, brilliant run, mate.
Yeah, I'm very happy. It's an awesome track, awesome atmosphere, and I was happy I was able to run a good race. Unfortunately, the couple of boys at the front ran amazing, so credit to them, they deserved the win. But yeah, I'm happy with how that went today.
Great atmosphere, wasn't it? Everyone was getting behind you?
It's amazing. I think any race I run, I've never heard as loud as the last 100 band. I was kind of hurting, especially on that second last lap, and then I heard a few cheers, a few familiar voices, and I was like, I've got to dig deep here. If they're coming all the way to Stawell to come watch me race, I need to put in a good performance. So yeah, overall very happy.
Thanks so much for being here, mate. Brilliant.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys. Cheers.